The last time that I made a video, I was wearing contact lenses, and I am proud to say that currently I'm using my own two eyes to see, and it's great. If you've been following me on Instagram, then you would have seen that I recently spent a few months in Korea. I was there studying abroad at Yonsei University, learning how to speak Korean and learning about contemporary Korean culture. There are videos coming for that, I promise. I know I also promised you getting the videos, but listen, woman's gotta get her degree, okay? That's priority number one, is my degree. So they'll come when they're ready, when they are ready. So after my summer program in Korea, it was time for my surgery. I had gotten my consultation for the surgery whilst the course was still going on. I went into BGN Eye Clinic, which was recommended to me by my friend Epi, who is also getting her eyes done. I contacted them on Kakao Talk, as one does in Korea, and I ended up speaking to a woman called Manager Kim. Got a discussion going. She's like, please feel free to come in for a free consultation. Firstly, Google Maps was wrong in Korea, so I was actually quite late because I was going in the opposite direction and it was just a mess. Finally get there, get into this amazing building. The clinic actually looks like a hotel lobby. They did about 8 different eye tests. They told me that my cornea was slightly thinner than average and that my left retina was slightly weaker than my right, or something along those lines. Otherwise, they gave me the thumbs up to get the surgery. And the woman actually asked, oh, do you want to get it done today? And I was like, no, I'm not prepared for this. I have class after this. So I went and got the DNA test, which is very important because if you have the wrong DNA, then the surgery could turn out really bad for you. So they always have to check that beforehand. And then came the day for the surgery. Whew. It's great. My best friend, Kaya, whom I had not seen in a long ass time, came back to Korea and she helped me film everything. Right now we're going again to have a check on my eyes. There's an 8 different tests that they do to check my cornea size and all sorts of different things to make sure that it's 100% correct for the surgery. And yeah, I think it'll be a bit different this time because I haven't been wearing contacts for a week, whereas the last time I had been. So it changes the size of things. Then after that we went into the surgery room. It was intense. They had told me don't come with makeup. I came with my eyebrows done because my eyebrows are not makeup, they are clothing. My eyebrows are very important to me and they will stay on my face unless absolutely necessary. So I get there and they're like, nah. So I washed my face and then they also disinfected it to make sure everything was clean. Then they put me in a long blue robe and then they sat me down in a chair. That's where they gave me, I think, 3 different rounds of eye drops. I believe one was anesthetic, the second was a pupil relaxer, and then a cleansing one as well. Then they told me to sit there with my eyes closed for a little while, and then it was time to go inside. And this is where Kaya couldn't film anymore, so I will just try and describe what happened. First, I sat in this big, lovely chair in a darkened room. It felt like being in first class, except it was not a plane, but it was great. There's 2 big rooms that are right next to each other, and each room has a gigantic machine that kind of looks like an MRI. Everything is so quick. It's a wonder that I can remember anything. So I go and lie down in there, and they cover me in a blanket. I'm very tall, so the blanket didn't cover my feet, but I appreciated the effort. It was very nice. The first surgery went where they lowered the machine over my eyes. They told me to focus on the dot, and I think that was the surgery that was slicing open my eye. I'm sorry if you're squeamish, but it's not that deep. I get into the next machine. Again, the same procedure of lying down, getting the blanket put over me, and the machine came closer over me. It felt like I was looking through a dome, so I could see all of these things happening to it, but I couldn't feel them. I could feel the pressure, but I couldn't feel the sensation. So it's a very, very delicate thing. I mean, if you've ever tried to take off your contact lens, it's pretty difficult. Now imagine something softer than your contact lens and you're not sliding and pinching, but you're actually just lifting it off. So they put this small little instrument, like what you'd use to pick up a birthday cake, but for eyes. Scientific. Before I went into the surgery, the assistant who was helping me that day, she was just amazing. She was really, really amazing. She looks like Anne Hathaway. She was so pretty. And she told me, listen, do not freak out. And you need to make sure that you stay still. My body kept on tensing up a lot of the time. I realized that, And so I had to make sure that I kept on just, and release all of the tension in my muscles. I was channeling my inner yoga instructor from LA, kind of Shavasana. As quickly as it started, it was over. Just one eye and then the other, and then they brought the flap back down over my eyes, put more eye drops and wipes, and then I was done. And so they took me outside and I was back in that waiting room. I sat down there for about half an hour with my eyes closed, and then occasionally they would come by and put more eye drops in. I went outside, I met up with Kaya again, and then we caught a taxi back to my place. I felt like I needed to sleep, but actually after your surgery you can't sleep for 5 hours. You really need to stay awake and make sure that you keep your eyes hydrated. So Kaya kept me company that whole time because she is a grade A champ and my day one, the OG BFF, the MC hammer of all time. Okay, I'm done. So after that I took my medicine every 2 hours and I took eye drops every 15 minutes, and then eventually I went to bed. Now this is the part that was just a little bit is after you get eye surgery, they give you these magogoros, like just goggles, big ones that sit on your face. Number one, maximum clout that can ever be achieved. So they gave me that. I had to sleep with that for 2 weeks, obviously looking ravishing in my sleep with my gogoros. Have been living on eye drops. I take eye drops maybe once every 2 hours now. That's basically it. I can see. Woo. It's crazy, like I wake up in the morning and I can just see immediately. That's never happened before. Okay, it did happen before. There was a time when I never used to wear glasses, but it's never happened before. It's weird because there's this kind of sensation, you know, when I've been wearing my contact lenses for too long, or like if I can still see at 2 a.m, I'm like, oh, I should probably take off my contact lenses. My brain keeps on saying, take off your damn contact lenses, but I don't actually have to, and that's great. 3 days after I got my surgery, I left Korea. I got on a flight, and that's why I actually chose the surgery that I did, because there's several different types. There is LASIK IK and LASIK EK. They have different recovery times and different ways in which the surgery is done. Now, I'm no surgeon and I'm not a scientist, so if I try and explain this to you, we all know that it's going to be fake news, so I'm not even going to try. There were 2 options for LASIK. The sort of generic LASIK, and then the second one is more customized, where the surgeon gets to choose which instrument or procedure they use for you, if I understood correctly. But my friend Epi actually chose LASIK. She is staying in Korea for this entire year at school, and so it was totally fine for her to kind of take her time, keep going back to the BGN Eye Clinic itself. I had to find a new eye clinic here in Singapore, and so that's kind of what affected my decision. Ultimately, like, it was much cheaper because in Singapore the cost is 2,200 at NUH. That includes, I think, 2 consultations. I don't know if it's increased or decreased, but that's what it is the last time. But in Korea, the most expensive surgery is 1,500 Sing dollars, I think. But you get an extra 100 Sing dollar discount or thereabouts if you do a video the day after when you come back for a consultation. You just talk about your surgery and then they put it on their social media. So I did that as well. Then going down from there, I think the prices are the equivalent of 1,300 Sing dollars, 1,000 Sing dollars, maybe 800 Sing dollars, somewhere around there. So it's really, really affordable. I mean, that's like around the cost of an iPhone, but like an iPhone isn't loyal. It's not gonna have your back. Your eyes don't run out of battery. They are waterproof. The highest amount of megapixels ever. Look, all I'm saying is, yes, maybe you can't make calls with your eyes, but it's not long until we can. Maybe you can't take pictures with your eyes, but it's not long until we can. And you can't do any of that if you're still wearing glasses. So that's why you should invest in eye surgery. Somebody should employ me. I should like do ads for things. I do ads for things. Somebody should check out my demo reel and then employ me, really. Alright, anyway, that's the rest of my nonsense. If you have any questions about eye surgery, about living in Korea, about anything that struck your fancy throughout this entire video, then just put them down in the comments down below, or contact me through Instagram. I will put all my social media links down below as well. Feel free to follow me, and that's all for this week. I will see you next time.